Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Charles in Charge Cowboys Sports Report. Just a quick knee-jerk reaction post-game show for the beatdown we had against the Giants. Second time this season. I believe this is the biggest point differential sweep we've had against the Giants in the history of our rivalry. If not that, then you have to date back to the 60s to find that out. Final score 49-17. Only thing I did not like was Nashawn Wright. I cannot say it enough. He should not be on the team. He cannot cover. He's not a cornerback. He lets up a meaningless touchdown, gives him 17. I wanted to close at 49-10 so that 10 points would help our point allowed average go down, because it's at around 20 right now, go down and get closer to 17. I would like this defense to be allowing an average of 17 or less points a game. But allowing that touchdown will make it go down half a point, maybe to 19 even. Nashawn Wright's horrible. We lit up a touchdown before halftime. No. We lit up a touchdown right after halftime and then before the game ended. Defensive excellence is what I like. Defensive excellence. And defensive excellence, in my view, is a defense that no matter if it's a blowout or not, you want to hold the opponent to the minimal amount of points possible. So if we got 49 points on the board, so what? If you have them to 3 points, hold them to 3 points. Don't let them get those 2 easy touchdowns. The first touchdown drive was aided by 4 defensive penalties. We were just playing lax because we're up by 28. Don't play lax. Hold them to 3 points. Win the game 49-3, not 49-17. That just irks me. But like my little joke pregame show yesterday, it was really just getting out of this game healthy. I knew it was going to beat the brakes off them. I predicted 38-3. It's a 35-point win. We win 49-17, so that's what? 39-32. So 32-point win. I predicted 35-point win. Pretty close. Now, what's amazing is we racked up 640 total yards to the Giants 172. I know they had Danny DeVito's son. I joke about that. At quarterback, their left tackle got hurt for a minute. Evan Neal, the right tackle, was out. The starting corner, Dory Jackson, was out. They had some injuries. But 640 yards to 172. That's a yard differential of 468 yards. That's the most that we've had in this rivalry since the early 60s. 468 yard differential is nuts. We had 472 yards through the air, 163 on the ground. We allowed no sacks. Time of possession, 32 minutes, 21 seconds. Giants at 172 total, 61 through the air, 111 on the ground. We got to the quarterback 5 times. Our TOP was 22-39. Dak again. Since that Niners game, Mike has been letting him cook. Dak again, even though it's against the Giants, I know, but still, he did what he's supposed to do against a bad team. 26 of 35 attempts, 404 yards, 4 passing touchdowns, 1 pick, and a rushing touchdown. He is the only quarterback in Cowboys franchise history to have 10 400-plus yard games. All others had 9, Romo, Aikman, etc. So that continues to climb the charts on stats with the Cowboys. Great quarterbacks. Now I know it's a different league. It's a more offensive league now than it was in Troy's day. If Troy was playing quarterback in today's NFL, he'd be a 5,000-yard passer. You can believe that. But Rico Dowdle, I've been wanting to see this boy get the ball more because he is explosive. He's powerful and strong, quick. He's everything I thought he wasn't. He had 12 carries, 79 yards, 6.6 yards a tote, and a touchdown. Pollard, 15 of 55, 3.7. Have we finally figured out how to use Brandon Cooks? Brandon Cooks has been a baller his whole career. 4 different teams, 1,000 yards seasons with those teams. With the Texans, he did it with 2 different quarterbacks. One of them a rookie, Davis Mills. He did it with Deshaun Watson. Watson gets in trouble. They bring in 5th round pick Davis Mills, rookie quarterback, 2021. And Brandon Cooks still gets 1,000 yards. The last 3 games, CeeDee Lamb has had 436 yards. That was more than Cooks and Gallup combined for the season. And that's not right. Cooks should be our number 2 and deadly number 2 wideout. Now today, finally, he has his breakout game. We thought he had a breakout game against the Chargers, but he only had 39 yards and a touchdown, 13-yard end around. We thought he had a good game against the Rams. But today, this was the Cooks we're looking for. 9 catches, 173 yards, and a touchdown. That speed is real. Even if they're playing 2 deep safeties and they're not allowing you to hit over the top, which with his speed, and if we, are running the ball decently and play action and have one of the safeties bite for a split second, Brandon Cooks can beat the corner and the safety on a deep ball. But 9 catches, $173 and a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb again shines. 11 catches, $151 a touchdown, and an end around for 14 yards for a rushing touchdown. Michael Gallup. I have not given up on MG13. He only had 2 catches today. 2, but they were 70 yards. One of them a touchdown. And Jalen Brooks, our 7th round pick, who's been a healthy scratch all season. I was like, who's 83? Who the hell is that? Martavis Bryant? No, that is Jalen Brooks. 4 catches, 39 yards. I was very impressed by his debut as a 7th round pick that I never thought would make the team. And Deron Bland gets another pick. Good for him. Now, if we are starting to figure out how to use Cooks in this offense, that will transform this offense into something so much more dangerous than it has been. Because since, so far it's just been Lamb, CeeDee Lamb. Cover him up. And Cooks will get 40 yards. Gallup will get 40. Ferguson might have a big day. But it's all been 88. If Brandon Cooks fills that number 2 receiver spot like he's supposed to, it makes impact plays, and it makes the defenses fear him, then our passing game can be the best in the league. Via Terrence Steele continues to ascend from the injury that he's coming off of and does not have another game like he did against Philly. Hindsight's 2020, but that game against Philly, Terrence Steele gave up the game-losing sack, if you want to look at it that way. Ball's at the 11. Josh Sweat beats him at a 2.5. And Dak has no time to throw the ball away. But if Michael Gallup can keep getting better, just a little bit better every game, and make 2 or 3 big plays a game like this as the X receiver, that'll be even huger. Schoonmaker, 2nd round pick, older than Ferguson, and is just playing bad. Coming into the game, like I said, he's had 3 catches, 14 yards, a touchdown, and 2 drops. Today he had another drop. Schoonmaker's bad. He might get better, I don't know, but like I said, why not go for Darnell Washington if you're going to reach for a tight end in the 2nd round? I know he had injuries, but let him heal up and come back healthy, and he could have been transcendent. We won the game like we were supposed to. I'm excited to see Cook's breakout game. CeeDee Lamb, the last 4 since the Niners lost against the Chargers. against, I remember he's usually very good. The Rams, against Philly, and against the Giants, he's had over 100 yards. Now, that ties for second in franchise history for consecutive 100-yard games. Terrell Owens did that in 2007. Michael Irvin holds the record for consecutive 100-yard games with 7 back in 95. CeeDee Lamb is 3 games shy of tying that record, 4 games shy of breaking it, with the teams coming up of Carolina, Washington, and Seattle, and Philly, which he put 191 up on last week. Very good chance we see CeeDee Lamb reel off 8 games in a row with over 100 yards, 150 yards. I think by the end of the season, CeeDee Lamb might pass up Tyreek Hill in yardage and A.J. Brown. Coming into today, he was only 3 yards behind the 4th leading receiver in the NFL and only 10 yards behind the 3rd. He was number 5 in yards. I forgot who number 4 and number 3 were. Number 1 was Tyreek. Number 2 was A.J. Brown. And then number 4 was Puka Nacua, the Rams young guy. And number 3, I can't remember who number 3 was. But it was Stephon Diggs. But it was 3 yards difference between him and Nacua and 10 yards difference between him and Diggs. So 10 yards difference between Lamb being 3rd in the NFL in receiving yards. And he was only like 150 shy of A.J. Brown. So being with today's numbers, 150, he's neck and neck with A.J. Brown in receiving yards. It may be 75 less than Tyreek Hill. I believe Lamb will. The reason why he hasn't signed his deal yet, even after he's played 3 seasons, is because he knew that this year he was going to ball out. Last season, it took him half the year to figure out how to be a good number 1. Now he already knows coming off the get-go. Had a slow start after the Niners game. Give me the ball. They started doing that. He's going to have a record-breaking franchise season in receiving this year. And he's going to command a huge contract. Maybe he might give us a hometown discount, because, 88 for life. But CeeDee Lamb is evolving into a top 5 receiver. I mean, this kid is starting to become unstoppable. Exciting stuff. And if Brandon Cooks can start to duplicate this, get him involved against Carolina, that should be a hard road game. Washington's still playing tough, even though they ain't got Sweater Young anymore. They played Seattle to the brim today. Thanksgiving won't be a cakewalk. We start getting Cooks involved every game, more and more, to where him and Lamb, 60-40 type deal. And then Ferguson, feed Ferguson. We need Hendershot to get back soon. I don't think he's out for the year, is he? I think he's just on IR. But Hendershot needs to get back soon because Schoon is bad. I'd start looking at free agent tight ends. I really would. And hopefully by Thanksgiving or by Seattle, Martavius Bryant will know this offensive playbook well enough to be able to be on the active roster and suit up and play and make a difference. Now we are 6-3. Niners are 6-3. They dismantled Jacksonville 34-3. They are back. They did lose 3 in a row, as did the Rams in 2021, as a lot of people forget. Doesn't mean they're out of it. Next week, Philly comes off their bye week, as does Kansas City. So next week will be a very eventful Sunday. If you have not subscribed, guys, and you're watching this channel, please hit that red subscribe button. I'm at like 357 right now. My first goal is to get to 500 so I can monetize the channel, get to legit, then get to 1,000. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, this channel will shoot off like a rocket in the sky. I'm telling you what, this show will be a show that you will look forward to watching. I guarantee you that. And by hitting that red subscribe button, it costs you nothing. It's a free investment. And I reach my goals. It'll help me start to be able to put back into the channel with microphones, studio equipment, sound bites, a computer just for this, for filming graphics. Because right now it's just my Galaxy and I, and a call-in line for live shows. I'm going to get this show top notch. I'm starting from scratch. So this seems to work for Mike Fisher. So I give it a shot, guys. If you have not subscribed and you're watching, on the count of 3, please hit the red subscribe button. 1, 2, 3, subscribe. If you did it, guys, you're a real one, and I love you for it. We're brothers and sisters in the same cause. We all bleed the same blood, blue and silver. That like button, like Mike Fisher says, helps beat the algorithms, basically get your video viewed more. On the count of 3, guys, let's like this video, please. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, like. If you did it, you're a real one. I love you for it. Last quick thing, I'm seeing a lot of small content creators put the Cash App name on the bottom of the screen because they can edit with an iPhone. I have mine in the chats. Haven't had any donations all season. But if the rest of the season people actually start to donate, like seriously, and all donations will go to equipment, to building this channel. That's all it'll go to get us where we need to be. But prizes are for real, and the top 3 donators have big prizes, better than any channel out there. Channels are giving out jerseys, little rinky-dinks. No. The top donator, if y'all start to donate for real, the top donator, first place will get playoff tickets. I repeat, playoff tickets. Maximum 3 persons, 50-yard line medium deck. Second place will get 2 jerseys of your choice, any way, shape, or form. Third place will get a Rookie of the Year Emmitt Smith card, possibly autographed by that time. Now, if you are second place and you'd rather have the Emmitt Smith Rookie of the Year card opposed to the jerseys, then you can pull rank, take that, and give the jerseys to third place guy. That will be in the chat, my Cash App name. And if you donate, let me know that it was you and how much so I can keep an accurate log. Serious donators only though, guys. Help me grow this channel into what it can be. I've been watching this team since Super Bowl 28. I'm 37. I've been a fan since I was 6. Played the game my entire youth. Been a student of the game my entire youth. This is my biggest passion in life besides God and my family. So, to sum it up pretty quick, we have 4 games in 18 days. This was the first one. Cadillac next week shouldn't be any harder, which makes the 4 games in 18 days a lot easier when your first 2 opponents have combined 3 wins. And then next Sunday, when we go to Carolina, take them out, and we'll host Washington Thanksgiving. I believe they'll give us a fight, but I believe we'll overtake them by the second half, pull away. And then we'll have Seattle the following Thursday, I believe, with a better team, head and shoulders above. And we'll show that and finally being a team with a winning record, and finally have that on a resume for this season going into the Philadelphia game, which we'll have 10 days to prepare for. So we got to win the next 3, get to 9-3, and hope to God that Philly, coming out of the bye, loses 2 of the next 3. At KC, home against Buffalo, home against Niners. San Fran plays like they did today, they can beat the Eagles. That's for damn sure. And they want their revenge for last year's championship game when they had no quarterback. Kansas City can beat them. They can get that secondary real good. And that defense is allowing 16 points a game. That defense can, slow down that offense. And I think Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and company can gut that secondary and put up 35, 45 points on them. They have a bye week too this week also. It's not like Philly has a bye, Kansas City doesn't. They both have a bye, and they both play Monday night. So they both get equal amount of rest, equal amount of time to prepare and get ready. And it's going to be in Arrowhead Stadium, which is not an easy place to play at. we should know we were there in 2021. So tomorrow I'm gonna break this down a little bit more in depth and in detail, and what we're looking at here in the near future. But what I saw from Cooks today was very inspiring. What we've seen from Dak the last 4 games, very inspiring. They have uncuffed him. He is starting to cook, and that is what we want. And if Terrence Steele can stiffen up that right tackle position, our offensive line will be all right, because Tyron Smith is just balling out left tackle right now. He is just bullying. I know he had a holding penalty against Thibodeau, but he is bullying people and looking like premier Tyron Smith. Tyler is excellent at left guard right now. Zach Martin is Zach Martin. Biadash is Biadash, average center. We need Terrence Steele to get back to at least above average at right tackle. He cannot be a liability. Need to get Hendershot back as soon as we can. Let Turpin rest another week, not even play against Carolina, but be ready against Washington. And against Carolina, hopefully it's the same type of result. Game's over by halftime. And if the game's over by halftime and we're up by 35, sit Tyron and sit Zach Martin. Sit the starters. No need to risk injury. Like Jordan Lewis, was down with 2 minutes left to go in the game. We don't need that. He's our starting nickel corner right now. We don't need injuries. Keep God first and foremost. He comes before everything, even this. Seek him and his righteousness, and all everything else in your life will follow. I'm a living testimony of that. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, I've got testimonies at the wazoo of how many times God has pulled me out of a pit or come through. I had to say that in every one of my videos, guys. But good win today. Another dominant win, 49-17. Again, final score. Domination across the board. Dak looked beautiful. Cooks and 88 looked like a 1 and 2 combo. That could be very scary. And Jake Ferguson had an okay game. Jalen Brooks, a nice surprise. And Deron Bland with another INT. Everybody got one, I think. Armstrong got a sack. Gallimore, Fowler, Tank Lawrence, and one other guy. Parsons did not, but can't forget the 5th guy who did. Mozzie had a splash play, tackle for loss on the running play. That was nice to see. Hopefully he starts to come along pretty soon and starts to come on strong towards the end of the season, where him and Hankins can really be a big, combo one tech, type deal. Kind of like the 2000 Ravens. The reason why the 2000 Ravens defense was so good is because they had a 4-3 defensive scheme, but they had 2 nose tackles, a defensive tackle. A nose tackle you would have in a 3-4 scheme, but in a 4-3 scheme play next to each other. And it's Sam Adams and Tony Siragusa, 2 all-pro guys, along with 2 very good defensive ends. So the linebackers, as good as they were untouched. Offensive linemen never got to the second level. So Ray Lewis, Peter Boulware, and Jamie Sharper were able to hit the holes and run sideline to sideline with impunity. Defensive line is key to defense. And seeing San Fran today with Chase Young, Eric Armstead, Javon Hargrave, Nick Bosa, that starting four is scary. And then the rotation is just as scary with Randy Gregory and Solomon Thomas. I mean, good God, how many guys can you have on a D-line? We have a great defensive line, but that defensive line transcends defensive lines. It's unreal. The secondary is the only suspect part of that defense. But that's it for this episode, guys. Please subscribe, like, and share. I implore you guys, help me get to 500 at least by December, at least by the playoffs, guys. Help me get to 500. It's a free investment, like I said. That red subscribe button costs you nothing, and I guarantee you this show will become one of the shows you look forward to watching. It will become a diamond gem. I will put everything I can into it. In this new house I got, this will be the new studio room. When I get my equipment piece by piece, I'm going to set it up and have it looking fresh, and then have the camera angle like everybody else. kind of looking down like that, kind of like how it is along. That's how like the camera angle is supposed to be. But right now it's been me and my Galaxy doing the best that we can, guys. Could win today. After work tomorrow, I'm gonna break down some more things, get a little bit more in depth on particular personnel and what we should see next weekend, guys. You have a good night. Have a good Monday. Have a good Victory Monday, guys. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow, guys. Charles in Charge is out. Deuce.